Alright, thank you. Congrats on purchasing your O'Connell Woodworks Vaporizer. Thank you for your purchase. I just wanted to real quick, if I've shipped it to you, I want to show you how to assemble it. If you've picked it up in person, this actually still may be useful for you if you take it apart to clean it at any point in time. So, if I've shipped it to you, I've taken out your glass, I've removed your O-rings, and I've removed your thermal diffuser. So, first thing for you, unbox, and I've probably taped your butane lighter to the outside of the bubble wrap. Carefully take everything apart. When you take your saran wrap off of your vaporizer, be careful, your glass may try just falling out on you. Do it over a soft surface so that if it does fall, it doesn't matter. Alright, so the first step, you are going to empty out the contents that I've put in your bowl there. Your thermal diffuser. But it's concave, so the concave goes down like a bowl. Looks like a bowl sitting in there. Pretty much how you'd use it in a pipe. And then your two O-rings. So, first things first, I'm gonna insert the thermal diffuser into the hole above your bowl. So drop that in if you're lucky. Like me, it lands right in there perfectly. If not, oops. If not, you can just use the poker I've given you, and you can poke underneath to get it to lay down. Again, make sure the concave is downward. And then, second step, I'll just put your bowl on there so you have stabilization for when you're pushing the glass in. Next, take your O-ring and just one side in first. Push the O-ring in so it's nice and flat in there. It is a flat bottom, so it should sit nice and flat on there. Do that to the other one, and doesn't matter what glass first. This is the intake, so this goes in the same hole that you put your thermal diffuser in, right above the bowl. Do not just push down. If you push down, that O-ring will literally just roll in on itself. And I've done this before, this is why I know. It can just eject your freaking glass out of the hole, and if you're like me and you're in your shop, it just shatters on the floor, and that sucks. So, make sure you push it in there. As you push, just kind of twist back and forth, left and right. There you go. And on that one, don't push real hard, but you want it to be sitting on the thermal diffuser, basically. It keeps it in place, and if it's not pushing on it a little bit, it'll kind of rattle around, but you can't. This one's not rattling at all. Then, same thing for the other one. I didn't say it on this one. There is the intake where your thermal diffuser is. It does matter which. You're going to have your long side going down, the short side sticking up out of the wood. Otherwise it won't reach your thermal diffuser and it'll look kind of funky. So push that down on there. The mouthpiece Most of them don't matter. Some of them have a little bit longer side. I like to put the longer side into the wood, but that's just because I think it looks better that way. But most of them are just bent in half. And then you do the same with that one. Push that down until it kind of stops. And then you are set up. And now you can load your bowl. Just a little tip on your first use. A medium grind is best with these because otherwise, if you have a grinder that creates a lot of keef, all that's just going to fall to the bottom and it's just going to clog your screen. It'll make it hard to stir and it'll make it to where you have to clean it more often. Which cleaning on these is literally grab a X-Acto blade or box blade or something, poke the edge of your screen and kind of just flick it up out of there, and then you can pull your screen out, and with a wire brush and some isopropyl alcohol you can just brush that in your sink and blow it out with air or whatever, let it dry. However, whatever means you have. It's so easy to clean. That's the only thing that you really need to clean. Other than that, you may want to pull your mouthpiece out and run it under some really hot water, and that'll take all that haze out and all the vapor that's condensed on there. So yeah, I mean, medium grind, fill it up to where it starts to taper outward, and then loose fill up to that spot, and then you take your tamp and then you tamp it to where, you know, maybe halfway compressed. You don't want it too compressed because it'll find any weak point and it'll burn that little spot because it's just all going to that one spot. So don't compress it too much, but you know, just a light to medium tamp, and whatever works for you. You know, everyone's draw is a little different. The typical draw I found that works the best from what I've told everyone so far is like you're breathing. So, you know, taking a breath, you want almost that same strength of your draw. But I mean, you may want to slow it down, you may want to speed it up, who knows. And your torch, you just want to put your torch to where like the red part of your torch is maybe halfway in. You know, the big flame is about halfway in. The little one that shoots out fast or further doesn't really matter. That can go down in there. You just play with it. You may have to pull it in and out and adjust your draw as you do so. Think of it as an oven. When you pack that in there a little bit, it allows the heat to build up in that upper portion. So obviously you get that heat up there too hot, and as you're pulling that air down, it's going to scorch your herb. And you know, same thing, if it's too cool, it's not going to vaporize anything. So you just got to play with it, figure out your sweet spot, and hit me up if you need any tips, hints, you need anything else. I'm working on some grinders that work perfectly for a nice medium blend, so check out my feed and subscribe if you haven't. I have a lot more stuff coming in the future. Thanks, guys.